Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. Guys, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. We have Kevin Durant's podcast co-host. He's on this podcast talking about the trades and everything going on. So he said there are multiple teams who are okay with taking on Bradley Beal and his contract. And there are multiple teams that Beal would waive his no-trade clause for to go to. Some of them have been reported. There are all the usual suspects. He may end up a Buck. He may end up a Bull. Well, first of all, that's going to be very interesting because the only teams he said he was going to personally waive it for was the Miami Heat, the Lakers, and the Denver Nuggets. But let's listen to this video and see if we can get more information.
To my knowledge, Jimmy wants out. He wants to be a Phoenix Sun. For everybody saying it's a really complicated deal to make, it is in a sense because the Suns are a second apron tax team, and that creates its complications. But it's very simple in the sense of Bradley Beal goes out, Jimmy Butler goes to Phoenix. And there are multiple teams who are okay with taking on Bradley Beal and his contract. And there are multiple teams that Bradley Beal will waive his no-trade clause for to go to. Some of them have been reported, some of them have been alluded to, but they're all the usual suspects. He may end up a Milwaukee Buck. He may end up a Chicago Bull. He will not end up a Miami Heat. But the reason why I wanted to get on here and say that is there are options to make this trade. And Jimmy has made it clear he's only going to one team.
So, yes, Jimmy Butler only wants to go to one team. But then at the same time, he's making it seem like that's going to be easy. I think it's going to be very difficult because, once again, you need 3 or 4 teams to all agree on the trade. You need Bradley Beal to agree to go to whatever team might be out there that's willing to take him. Then the Miami Heat, they have to be willing and accepting of the offer that they're going to get in return, whether it's draft compensation, young players, whatever it may be. They also have to be happy with that. The Miami Heat, they do not want any long-term salary, and they're not going to trade Jimmy Butler just to trade him. Now, let's listen to this next part where he also breaks down the other aspect of this trade.
The Jimmy Butler stuff is real. But what everybody has to wonder about is if they can't get that done soon, because Miami has turned down multiple offers, many different variations of this trade that include Chicago, that include Milwaukee, that include Utah, that include other teams. If they're just not going to do it, and you're another team sitting there waiting, you got to wonder, what does Phoenix look like in 3 weeks when trade deadline comes? So that's my piece. That's what I came to say.
So you heard it, that the Miami Heat, they've turned down multiple offers, many different variations of the Beal trade. That include Chicago, that include Milwaukee, that include Utah, that include other teams. If the Heat are just not going to do it, you got to wonder what will Phoenix look like in the next 3 weeks when the deadline comes. And that's the biggest thing. As the deadline approaches, more and more teams get desperate. More and more teams are willing to be involved in a 3 or even a 4-team deal. So once again, do I really see this happening? No, only because it all comes down to the Miami Heat and what they want in return, and then also to Bradley Beal. Where is he also willing to go? Where is he going to waive that no-trade clause? And then also, too, the team that Bradley Beal is going to, are they cool with him having a no-trade clause and paying him all that money? So there's a lot of variables. Like I said before, I really don't see Jimmy Butler being traded. It's going to be very hard for multiple teams to agree on a big deal like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We are so close to 6,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button.